Lanyards, Violet here, and welcome to my creative corner on the internet here. I had a request on Instagram to make the little anchor of a ship, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that today in keychain form. For that, you are going to need some materials, so without further ado, let's get into it. We are going to begin with 2 pieces of Gimp, so I'm using white and yellow for this project, as well as some scissors because we are going to be cutting quite a few pieces of string for this. Now, if you do want to add a key hook, I'll show you how to do that at the end. The first step is to cut 2 pieces of string that are about 30 inches long, and then we're going to start the box stitch. To do that, just fold the strings in half, find their midpoint, then make an X over your fingers like so, and with the bottom string, which for me is this white, I'm going to bring this top white strand down to the bottom left, and I'll use my ring finger to hold that back there, and then the bottom white string went up and my middle finger is holding that. So now I have 2 loops formed. Starting with the right string, I'm going to go over and under towards the left, and then I will find the other yellow string, and this one is going to go over and under towards the right, and then we will pull this all tightly. Now, to get that classic curve that is at the bottom of a sea anchor, you have 2 options. The first option is to weave the box stitch around a strong wire and then use the wire to help you mold and shape it. Or the second option, which is a little bit more of an intermediate skill, is to strictly use the tension of the strings to curve for you. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but first we'll weave about 7 straight box stitches. We're not going to do anything differently. We're just going to weave the box stitch. So here we go. We have done a couple of stitches, and now I'm ready to start making this thing warp. We will begin by just weaving a normal stitch, over, under, and where the warping comes in is when we tighten this thing. So I'm going to kind of tighten it like normally, but once I've tightened it, I'm going to work extra hard to tighten a single side of this lanyard. So on the top here, I'm just going to pull this string kind of forcibly, and then this one too. So you'll see only on one half of the lanyard am I actually tightening. Then I just go into my next stitch. And you'll see that the bottom of it looks kind of like loose, and that's totally okay because we want to give one side of the lanyard more room, and we want the other one to be tighter and more under more tension, and that is what is going to cause this whole thing to bend. So let's do that again. Did a stitch, tightening it. Now I'm going to work extra hard to tighten that same side of the lanyard. So for me, it's this back side here. So I'm pulling on this yellow string to my left a little bit harder, and then I'm pulling on the white string going down. And this is going to make that side of the lanyard a little bit tighter and the other side a little bit looser. Continue that style of weaving and tightening for about 15 to 20 more stitches, and then we will get into our next step. Now here's a quick check-in. After a couple of stitches, you'll see that I'm getting that warp where the top strings are tighter and the bottom ones are more loose, and I can bend it in that direction of the tighter strings to give it more curve, essentially. But after we have woven with kind of that tightening style, we're just going to go back to our normal box stitch. You don't have to do anything special, but I'm going to weave a couple more stitches just to finish this off. Okay, and after that is done, this is what the bottom piece looks like. And the next step is to weave that top little part of the anchor. I've cut 2 more pieces, which are about half of the size of the bottom piece here. And this one is easy. We're just making a box stitch, and we're going to weave it for a couple of stitches. So nothing crazy going on for this piece. And a few minutes later, here is what I have. You can kind of hold your 2 pieces next to each other, make sure that they are the size that you want. But the final step is to make the piece which is going to be connecting them. So let's get out 2 more pieces of Gimp. And you guessed it, we are making yet another box stitch, which is going to connect all of these pieces together. Okay, but here is where it gets a little bit different. So I've only done 2 stitches here, and then I'm going to loosen up the bottom, and I'm going to do that by pressing backwards on one of the strands, whichever strand you want to be that little loop part at the top of your anchor. And this is also where you can attach your key ring at the end. So I'm just going to loosen up the white because that's the color that I want my loop to be. And then I'm going to pull on the base of it to pull that string out. And then I can go back to that second stitch and pull that tight. And you can adjust and loosen up your base as needed just to get that loop just right. But yeah, that's how you get the little loop at the top of the anchor. So now we're going to weave our stitches, and then I'll show you how to add your first piece. Now, fast forward a little bit. Here I have that smaller piece, and then I have my active lanyard here, and I'm just going to lay that small piece across the face of the lanyard like this. And then I'm going to make 2 loops with that to hold it in place. And then you'll notice that for my white strings on my working lanyard, I have one that's kind of closer to me, and then I have one that's further back. So that's this one, and then the one that's on bottom is closer to me. So when I weave, I want to make sure that the string in back stays in back and the string in front stays in front. So I'm grabbing this string on the back, going over and under, pull that through. Then I'll move the lanyard out of the way to the other side and get this string, and I'll weave this one over and under. And then I can pull it all tight. And this is just to make sure that the lanyard stays in place and that it doesn't get all wonky on you. So there you see now I've woven the smaller piece into the working lanyard, and I can resume my stitching as usual. So that's just an easy way to attach things together. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple more stitches, and then I'll show you how to add the bottom piece, which is essentially the same technique. So after a couple more minutes, here is my top piece, and I just need to weave the bottom piece onto it. So we're going to do that same step where I make the 2 loops over the lanyard that I want to attach. So I'll lay this right on top, and I'll make 2 loops going over it, then find my back string, which is this white one. So this goes around back, over, under, like so. And then I'll find the front piece here. This one also goes over and under, but in the opposite direction. And then we can pull this tight. And it's okay if your lanyard isn't quite where you want it, because you can adjust it a little bit afterwards, after everything is tightened. Okay, and then for my last stitch, I'm just going to do one more at the base of this lanyard to tighten everything up and make sure that it stays all together. And then to finish this lanyard, what I'm going to do is tighten each of the lanyards as tight as I can get them without snapping the strings. And then I'm going to set the lanyard down and let it rest before I cut it. So don't tighten and then cut right away, because the strings might settle because they're trying to fight that tension that's keeping them together. So you don't want to cut it right away and have it all fall apart on you. Just tighten it, set it down, wait a couple of minutes to see if the strings are going to loosen up, and then you can give it one more light tighten after and then trim. And here's the finished product, and we're just going to put a key ring on to finish. And there you have it. That is how you finish and make a little anchor keychain. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Keep blooming, and I'll see you in the next one.